Hello and welcome to another video from the only channel you need to not only survive the current apocalypse but actually enjoy it. In today's video, just going to be basically me showing off my food storage system. These are not really preps. I call them preps because it's about 2 years worth of food for me and my wife. But the reality is it's not 2 years of food for survival. This is our regular food. You know, if you notice, none of these labels look like freeze-dried military rations that we can just set them and forget them. These are things that have to be regularly rotated out or they're going to go bad. We don't have the kind of money to invest in food that's just really, really nasty, set it aside, and then 5 years later throw it all away and start over. So, and the reason I'm doing this, everybody knows I didn't make videos for a long time because my back was out and I was walking really crooked and it looked bad and I couldn't hardly do anything. But while I was out, I actually took every single cabinet in the house. Like this cabinet right here, just take a day, pull everything out of there, clean the cabinet, go through the dates, restack everything, and that was my day. Next day we go to this cabinet. And so even though this isn't a whole lot different than normal, it's way cleaner and way more prettily stacked, more pretty. And so I figured I better do this now because in about 3 months it'll look like it did before. But as you notice, everything is stacked. Like here you go, ketchup. If you go all the way back, there's ketchup all the way to the back. The oldest one's in the front, the newest one's in the back. As I was going through these, I would find cans that were rusty. Those cans went to the front. And in fact, I'm pretty sure that every can that had rust on it actually got heated up and ate. If it was ate by us or if it was bloated, it got ate by the chickens. Chickens are not really susceptible to botulism. But if you notice, everything is, this is just our regular stuff. We want some tomato paste, there it is. We want some asparagus, there it is. If we want bulky stuff, the bulky stuff goes down here, and it is kind of a hassle to get things out because we've got 4 really, really big buckets, and then we've got a popcorn dispenser. And the buckets that are in the back, you got to pull everything out to get to them. But that's okay, they're in bulk, and the things that are in bulk, like our rice, we've actually got a little container of rice, so we don't have to do that every time we make rice. Over here, you'll notice that we keep, like, this is vinegar, and the vinegar is stacked oldest in the front, newest in the back, just like the rest. The pickles, oldest in the front, newest in the back. And in fact, a lot of times I'll say, you know what, we need to get some dill pickles out. But if I open this up and there's pickled okra in the front and the dill pickles are in the back, we'll eat pickled okra. I got a big old stock pile of salt, and here we've got frying oil, and there's 2 35-pound boxes, so that's 70 pounds. And then at any time, we've always got about 5 pounds in the fryer. Also in this cabinet is dry milk, powdered milk, and there's soy milk, and there's evaporated milk. So just a good, bunch of different varieties of things that we eat in our everyday life. And in fact, the way we alter our stockpile is we just look at things, how we're eating them. If we're not eating that much, we don't restock it. We'll use that space to stock something else. Here's an experiment I've been doing lately. I've got 4 5-gallon buckets just of pasta. And pasta is full of gluten. And it's very energy dependent. You have to boil pasta. But I'm just learning about rice noodles. Rice noodles have all of the nutrients of pasta, and you don't have to boil them. You can just soak them in water. And so we've got, I guess I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of these bags of rice noodles, and we're going to experiment with them, and if we feel like that's a better choice, we'll start getting rid of the pasta and refilling those buckets with rice noodles. About 25 pounds of noodles will fit in a 5-gallon bucket. 25 pounds of popcorn, 25 pounds of flour, 25 pounds of corn or cornmeal. It's just a general rule of thumb that 25 pounds of anything will fit in a 5-gallon bucket. And what time is it here? That's noon. So we got to go through 12 of these. 12 rings. Alright, over here, under the steps is where we keep our bulk things. And I always like to write the name of what's in the box, like that says new pasta, and on top of it, it says new pasta. And when you empty that out and you scrub it, a lot of that writing will come off and you can just write on top, over it. See, this one here had something. I don't even know if you can see it, but I just wrote right over what was there before. because we are always changing. And there's about 12 buckets under these steps. If I wanted to convert all of this area under the steps just to storing 5-gallon buckets, shoot, I could probably put 24 of them in there somehow. And over here on our right is our dog food, on the left is cat food, part of our stockpile. Over here is our coffee making place where we got Kool-Aids and teas and coffees and creamers and aspartame for whoever wants it, which right now is not me because I'm trying to cut out my aspartame, and sugar and creamer and some more Kool-Aid. But basically we're just going to talk about things that others might consider preps, and this is it. Isn't that pretty? That's not even really preps, it's just our pantry. I really don't know what happened to human beings along the way. Almost everybody used to keep a whole lot of food. I don't remember ever running to the grocery store when a hurricane would come because we knew we had more than we needed. But nowadays, most people have nothing in their house to eat. They want to eat, they go out to eat, or they just run by the store and pick up some kind of a TV dinner or something. Oh well, that's basically it. Just me showing off that I got all my cabinets cleaned. And it sounds like I didn't do much, because just cleaning a cabinet, taking a whole day to clean one little space. But for somebody, and I feel so bad for people that have to go through this, somebody that's working 2 jobs and their wife is working 2 jobs just so they can have food, something like this may even be impossible. But just know that I did it on minimum wage. It took me years and years, but I did it, and it's possible you can do it too. If you don't want to survive, don't listen to me.